Hi everybody, I'm gonna be making carne en chile colorado. Now this is a classic Mexican dish. It's one of Mexico's favorite dishes for weddings. Very versatile. It can go from being served at a wedding to being served here at home in your burritos, gorditas, tacos, sopes. There are many things that you can do with it, and it's also on the list of one of my favorites. And I'm gonna show you how I make it step by step. Let's get started. I'm getting ready to start on my chile sauce. These are some of the ingredients that I'm gonna be using. I've got 3 tomatillos, and they're clean and ready to go. I've got some chile guajillos, 1 chile ancho, and 2 chile puya. I have removed all the seeds and the veins and cleaned out all my chiles, and they're ready to go. See? Nice and clean. Now the reason I'm using 2 chile puya is because they've got just a little bit more heat than the chile guajillo. They kind of look alike, but they're smaller. Now if you want it to be a lot hotter, you can add chile de árbol instead of these. But I don't want a lot of heat, just a little bit more. So these are some of the ingredients that I'm gonna be using, and I'm gonna roast these. So let's go to the stove. Now I've got some water nice and hot right here, but before I put my chiles in there, I'm gonna toast them really quick. I'm gonna put my tomatillos right here to roast, see? And I'm gonna put my chiles right here. You don't want to toast these chiles too long. It just takes a few seconds, like 30 seconds or so. They're gonna release their oils and they're just gonna be so rich and delicious. You don't wanna let them burn. Ooh, these smell wonderful and they're ready. So I'm gonna get them out and put them into my water. Just like that. And I'm gonna push my chiles down. And I'm gonna let them sit there for about 20 minutes or so until they get really nice and soft. I'm gonna continue with my tomatillos here. See? Now you don't wanna burn these either. You just want them to get nice and roasted. So I cut them in half so that I could roast the inside. And they're just perfect, look at that. So I'm gonna turn off my heat and I'm gonna remove them. So now that I have removed my tomatillos off the heat, I'm gonna let them sit right here for just a few minutes, and I'm gonna give my chiles a few more minutes in the water before I put them into the blender. It's been about 25 minutes, and my chiles have been soaking in this water all this time, and they're nice and soft. Now I also gave them a few minutes to cool down a little bit. I'm getting ready to blend them. I'm gonna be using my blender cup right here. Now I'm gonna put my garlic in here too, see? Right there. And I'm gonna put my tomatillos in my blender cup. And I'm gonna add some of the chile water right here. I'll be posting all the amounts in my description box, so you'll know exactly what I used and how much. I'm gonna blend them really good. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. Now I'm gonna pass them through the sieve. Now I'll just move it around until it all goes through. So I'm done with my sauce. Now even though the sauce looked real smooth, look at all this skin that was left behind. And I don't like this in my sauce. Look at how beautiful this is. Smooth. And it's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my area and go to the next step. Now that I have my chile sauce ready and I have cleaned up my area, I'm gonna grind my spices. So I've got cumin and peppercorns in here. I'm gonna put them in there. My oregano and my allspice, see? And I'm gonna grind these up really good. It doesn't get any fresher than this. See? Look at this. See how smooth it is? So now that I've got my spices nice and ground, we're ready to go to the next step. So now that I have my chile sauce done and out of the way, and I also have all my spices nice and ground, I'm gonna start out with my meat. Now I've got 2.5 pounds of chuck roast right here. Now this is my meat of choice because it's always so tender and falling apart delicious in these type of dishes. So I'm gonna start out by seasoning it. And I'm gonna put salt and pepper in it. Now you can use any type of meat that you want, but I do love this one. This is the one that's my favorite. It just works so well. Now I've got some pepper. You wanna pepper it well. That's good. Now I've got a little bit of brown sugar right here. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of brown sugar on it too. This is gonna help with the searing because I'm gonna sear it really good. Now the sugar is a perfect contrast with the chile sauce that I'm using. And it gives it just a pinch of sweetness. Now you can leave it out if you want, but I like it. Just like this. So I'm gonna wash my hands and take it to the stove. So I've got my heat set on medium high, a little closer to high than medium. And I'm gonna be using this Dutch oven. And I'm gonna add a little bit of vegetable oil in here. Now you don't wanna add a lot, just a little bit, because you don't want this dish to be real greasy. I'm gonna move it around until it gets real nice and hot. Because when you sear your meat, you need your pot to be nice and hot. I'm gonna put in my meat slowly, and I'm gonna give it space. You don't want to overlap the meat because otherwise it's gonna steam on you, and that's not searing. If you see a lot of water in your pot, then you know you have overlapped them or you put too much meat in here, and you don't want to do that. You just fill in the spaces. And I'm gonna do it in 2 batches because it doesn't all fit in here. And that's good, just like that. I'm gonna give my meat about 3 minutes before I flip it over to the other side. Now you don't wanna move it, don't stir it, don't do anything. Once it finishes searing, it releases itself off from the bottom of the pot. So just leave it alone like this for a little bit. Look at how beautiful this is. Perfect. So I'm gonna give it a good stir. And I'm gonna move it around and give it space. Just like that, and leave it alone. So the 3 minutes are up. I'm gonna remove it. Look at that. See, it's a beautiful sear. Give them some space. Don't overlap them. Look at this. See? So I'm gonna add the first batch back in. And I'm gonna add my onions. And I'm gonna move it around till my onions are slightly translucent. See, we wanna pick up on that onion flavor. And look at the bottom. All the fond that we had down there has already lifted off, and it's all mixed in with the onions and the meat, and it smells so good. So now I'm gonna add just a little bit of flour. Just a little bit like this, and that's it. And I'm gonna continue stirring it around like that until we cook that flour up a little bit. It's also gonna be our thickening agent. So now that my flour is nice and cooked in there, I'm gonna add my spices. See? Just gonna sprinkle them in here. And I'm gonna give it just a quick stir because I want them to release their flavor in here before I add my liquid. It's been about 10 or 15 seconds since I added my spices. Now I'm gonna add my chile sauce in here. And you want every drop. I'm gonna add 2 bay leaves. And I'm gonna add some chicken bouillon in here. Now there's something about the chicken bouillon that is delicious in this dish. Now you can use beef bouillon if you want, or you can use better than bouillon, chicken or beef flavored. Now I'm gonna add some water. You can add as much as you want in here to make it as soupy as you want. Now I don't want it very soupy, but not too dry either. Now the chicken bouillon has salt in it. So I'm gonna taste it a little while later, and then I will adjust the salt, okay? And I want you to do the same. You don't wanna add your salt in here yet, because once it settles in and dissolves really well, it may be too salty for you. So you wanna give it a little bit of time before you taste it. So I've got my heat set on medium-low. I'm gonna replace my lid, and I'm gonna let it cook like that for an hour and a half. I will come back in about 15 minutes and give it a stir, and I will continue doing that every 15 minutes. So it's been an hour and 40 minutes. I'm gonna turn off my heat. Ooh, look at this. It is just falling apart tender. Look at this. See? Now, you wanna check yours at about an hour and a half. And if you feel that you need to leave it another 5 or 10 minutes, you can go ahead and do that. I'm gonna start out with my frijoles de la olla. So I'm gonna serve some beans right here on the side. Now you can refry them if you want. It's all up to you. Look at that. See? Yummy. Oh, this smells so good. Now I've got a little bit of queso fresco here. I like to put a little queso fresco on top. Just like this, see? Oh. So now I'm gonna get me one of my flour tortillas. So soft and delicious. Now it's time for the taste test. Mmm. Mmm. Super delicious. Mmm. My iced tea. Mm. So this is my carne con chile colorado. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. Send me a comment and tell me what you think. Thank you.